Well, I promise Notre Dame Nation, they're going to be very happy. Like they think they're happy now, but they're going to be very happy in the years to come.
Man, I listen, Jack. I hope you're right. I believe that you're right too. They got their guy.
No.
You know, the final question that we needed answered was is Marcus Freeman a championship caliber head coach? And you know, a lot of those questions are going to be answered on Monday night because whether it's a win or a loss, and like I said, I do predict them to win, but whether it's a win or a loss, if Notre Dame goes and they battle for 4 quarters and it's just Ohio State's the better team that night, not a whole lot you can ask, you
Right.
know, because at some point you're like, this is now the stage where you are either the best team in college football or you are the second best team in college football. And if that's the case for Notre Dame, and if it's the latter, you get back to the drawing board and, hey, what do we need to get us over that one last game? Because now Notre Dame fans, their coaching staff, the players can legitimately say, hey, we're close, right? We were a game away. We were a possession away. Now, unfortunately, if the game ends up in like a blowout and Ohio State rolls, then it's a little bit more of a discussion on this hypothetical drawing board.
Right.
But Notre Dame has their guy. Marcus Freeman is going to be the coach that leads Notre Dame to their next national championship. I think now it's just a question as to when.
Agreed. And if Notre Dame was to win it all Monday night, not only does the title drought end, but Marcus Freeman will be the fifth coach to lead Notre Dame to a national title in his third year. The other four were Frank Leahy,
Yep.
Ara Parseghi, Lou Holtz, and Dan Devine.
Yep. Yeah. His name will get put up there. I mean, again, if Marcus Freeman brings it all home and the team brings it all home on Monday night, there will be a statue of him up in South Bend. I mean, probably it'll just be when he retires, but yeah, he adds his name amongst an elite group, and he's going to be among some pretty high caliber company up there in South Bend. But yeah, I mean, already it's been a historic season for him, right? Notre Dame had never had a 13 game winning season in the history of their program, and they did that after getting the win over Georgia. And they hadn't won a New Year's Six Bowl since 1993. They won two in the span of a week, you know? And so, you know, you get to this point, you look back at the season, and we get questions all the time at Irish Breakdown. It's like, hey, if Notre Dame loses this game, is the season a disappointment? If they lose this game, is the season a disappointment? Now I think everybody. Now I will say it does kind of depend on the manner of if they do lose in the national championship, how that goes down, because that will be the last memory of how this went down. But I don't think there's a single outcome, on Monday night where you walk away and say that this season was a disappointment, because the wins, the bowl wins, the injuries that you had to overcome, I don't think many people expected them to get to this point, right? And so the fact that they're here on this stage is pretty spectacular.